Good morning, my dear students. Let's continue with the types of adsorption. Adsorption that already we have discussed, that is a surface phenomenon in which any of the adsorbate adsorb over the adsorbent only on the surface without undergoing or without reaching to the surface area. That is called to be as adsorption. So here on the basis of the force of attraction or on the basis of the force present between the adsorbate and the adsorbent, here this adsorption can be classified into two types. One is called to be as physical adsorption, which is also known as physisorption, and second one is called to be as chemical adsorption, that is chemisorption. So let's start with the physical adsorption. Here by the name only we can say that physical adsorption, it is a physical type of reaction in which nothing can be changed, means no new substance is going to form. That already we know about the physical changes and chemical changes. So by taking or by remembering only those concepts, here we will start physical adsorption. So it is a type of adsorption in which the force of attraction existing between the adsorbate and the adsorption is very weak, and we know that this weak forces is called to be as the van der Waals forces. So here because the force is weak, that's why it can be break very easily, and this process can be reversible because of the weak force of attraction. Okay, so here we will have few of the characteristics of physisorption that I am going to discuss now. So first characteristics of physisorption, that is lack of specificity, means they are not specific in nature. They have the ability that it can absorb any type of gases, but here the extent is little bit different, means it cannot absorb all the gases in same extent, because it also depends on the gases that how much they can be absorbed. Okay, but it allow all the type of gases to come through and make a bond with the adsorbent. Okay, they are not specific in nature. Second, reversible nature, because here the force of attraction which is present between the adsorbate and the adsorbent is very weak. That's why they are reversible in nature. So, according to the Le Chatelier's principle, we know that here because we are talking about the gases which act as adsorbate, so gases, whenever we are going to increase the pressure, gases can be adsorbed more fastly. Okay, so on increasing the pressure, gases can be absorbed, but on decreasing the pressure, the gases which is absorbed over the surface of the adsorbent may be escape out. Okay, so if we are talking about the temperature, we know that because if we are talking about the gases, and since the reaction is exothermic, that's why lowering of temperature favor more adsorption as compared to increasing the temperature. It means here we have to decrease the temperature and increase the pressure for the adsorption process, because here we are talking about what, we are talking about the gases, and gases can be liquefied when the temperature will be increases and the sorry when the pressure will be increases and the temperature will be decreases. Okay, so as we are increasing the temperature, the reaction will be moved to the backward direction, means whatever the gases is adsorbed, it may be escape out. So for the adsorption of gases, the pressure should be high and the temperature should be low. Next, that is surface area of adsorbent. Here surface area, it also play a very important role for the adsorption process, because as the surface area of any of the adsorbent is going on increases, the adsorption process will become more fast. Here we can take example like if we will be burning any of the log, so this log can be burned because the surface area of log, and if we are taking small pieces of wood, so here all the pieces of wood and all the sides of that small piece of wood, like if we will be taking matchstick, so here we have small wood pieces in the form of matchstick, so it can burn more fastly as compared to the log, because all the side of the matchstick is exposed and all act as because of this exposed area, the surface area of that matchstick become increases as compared to the log. That's why matchstick can burn more fastly as compared to the log. So it means that whenever the surface area of any of the substance is increases, the chemical process or the reaction will become more faster. So here also the gases can be absorbed more fastly if the surface area become increases. Now, next is the nature of adsorbate. Here, the amount of gas that is adsorbed by the solid depend on the nature of gas. Means nature of gas means there are different type of gases, and all the gases have different critical temperature, and all the gases have the different ability to liquefy into the means liquid form. Means different gases have different temperature in which they can be liquefied. Like if we will be talking about hydrogen and nitrogen, so these are called to be as real gases. Why they are real gases? Because here the critical temperature of this one is very low, and to reach to that temperature would be quite difficult. That's why carbon dioxide and methane, they are taken as the gases which can be liquefied easily. So it depends on the type of gases also that is going to adsorb. If the critical temperature of those gases is very high, then it can be adsorbed easily as compared to the one which has the critical temperature very low. Okay. Next is enthalpy of adsorption. Enthalpy of adsorption is what? Because here we know that whatever the gases or anything which is going to be adsorbed, and this adsorption process is always exothermic, that's why it always release some of the energy, and whatever the energy they are going to release is called to be as enthalpy of adsorption. So here the enthalpy of adsorption in case of physical reaction or physical adsorption is very low, that is 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole, because here the van der Waals forces between this one is very weak. Means the forces which is going to in which these two molecules are going to bind with each other is very weak. That's why it releases very less amount of energy. Next one, it is that state of adsorbate, means molecular state of adsorbate remain unaltered. Means whatever the type of substance is going to be adsorbed over the adsorbent. Means sometime it may be, if like if we will be taking oxygen is going to adsorb, and here we have the oxidation number of oxygen is 2. So after the formation of bond, still it has the same oxidation number. Means the molecular state of this one is not going to change after the physical adsorption. Next, and the last characteristic of this one is called to be as activation energy. Here we know that what do you mean by activation energy? It is the amount of energy which is needed to activate any of the reaction. We know that many of the reactions are there which need some of the activation energy. Because of that energy only the reaction is going to start up. But because here we have physical adsorption, and because of that only physical adsorption do not need any type of activation energy, because here the energy which is needed to start up the reaction is very low. That's why it can start by their own without any activation energy. So these are all about the physical adsorption. Now we will have chemical adsorption. Chemical adsorption is, it is a type of adsorption in which the bond which is going to form between the molecule of the adsorbate and the molecule of the adsorbent is very strong force of attraction. That's the bond is very high, the strength is very high. That's why it is called to be as chemical adsorption. Okay, this type of adsorption is also called to be as chemisorption. Now here also we have characteristics of this one. See, characteristics of chemisorption. First, high specific in nature. High specificity, it means that chemisorption, they are highly specific in nature. It means that it do not allow all type of gases to come through and make a bond with the molecule of the adsorbent. It do not allow all the type of gases. It allow only those type of gases which have the ability to make chemical bond or strong bond. Okay, because it is a chemical reaction, that's why the bond should be high or bond should be strong, that the reaction cannot be reversed very easily. Okay, that's why it do not allow all the type of gases to make a bond with the molecules of the adsorbent. That's why they are highly specific in nature. Second is irreversibility. It means that because here the bond which is formed between the adsorbate and the adsorbent is very strong, that's why it would be very difficult to break the bond between these two, and that's why it is irreversible in nature. Next, enthalpy of adsorption. That already I told you about the enthalpy of adsorption. It is the amount of energy which is released when the bond is going to form between the molecule of adsorbate and the adsorbent. And because it is an exothermic reaction, so some amount of energy must be released. So here the bond which is going to form between the molecules is very strong, that's why the amount of energy which is released is very high, and the enthalpy of adsorption is 200 to 400 kilojoule per mole. Means whenever we are giving this much amount of energy to the adsorbent, then only they are going to leave the molecules of gases. High activation energy. Activation energy, again I am going to repeat this one. Activation energy, it is the amount of energy which is needed to start up any of the reaction. So there are many type of chemical reaction which can be start only whenever we are giving the activation energy. So here also, like it also start with some when we are giving some amount of activation energy to this one, then only the reaction will start. Most of the chemical changes, the extent of chemical chemisorption increases initially with rise in temperature. High pressure is also favorable for chemisorption. Okay, so as we are giving the temperature, sometimes pressure is also needed. So on increasing the temperature, and if it need pressure, then on increasing the pressure, then only this type of chemical reaction will start up. Next we have surface area. So like physisorption, here also the surface area, as the surface area increases, the extent of reaction will also become increases. In both the cases, the surface area should be more. Next is the state of adsorbate. Here the state of the adsorbate is going to change, but in physisorption, whatever the state of the gases was earlier, after the formation of bond also it will be same. But here in case of chemisorption, after the formation of bond or after chemical reaction, the state of the adsorbate may become changed. Like if earlier it exists in the form of O2, then after the formation of the bond it may exist in the form of O2 minus, O2 2 minus, yeah, O minus, or O, yeah, O2 minus. Okay, this type of changes may occurs after the formation of bond. Next we have activation energy. That already we have discussed about the activation energy. Chemical adsorption involve a chemical reaction between adsorbate and adsorbent, that's why it requires high activation energy. So these are the various characteristics of physisorption and chemisorption. Now we will have the difference between physical adsorption and chemical adsorption. That I am going to only read this one, because already we have discussed these all things in the characteristics. That attractive force between the adsorbate and adsorbent is very weak in case of physisorption, whereas in chemisorption, here the force of attraction between the molecules of adsorbate and adsorbent is very high. Physical adsorption, here the enthalpy of adsorption is very low, whereas in case of chemical adsorption, here enthalpy of adsorption is high. Enthalpy means in case of physical adsorption, here it do not need any activation energy, but in chemisorption it need high activation energy. In physical adsorption, It usually takes place at low temperature and decreases with increase the temperature, but in case of chemisorption, here it needs high temperature because activation energy is needed. Physical adsorption, it is reversible in nature. Chemisorption is irreversible in nature. Next difference, that is, it is related to the ease of liquefaction of gas, means it is depends on the liquefaction of gas. More easily can if the gas can be liquefied, then more adsorption can take place. But here the extent of adsorption is generally not related to the liquefaction of gas. Whether the gas is liquefiable or not, it do not depends on that one. It depends that whether the gases is suitable to make the bond with the adsorbent or not. Seventh difference, that is physical adsorption, it is not specific in nature, but chemisorption, it is highly specific in nature. Next difference, that it usually form multi-molecular layer on the adsorbate, but in case of chemisorption, here only monomolecular layer will be formed. Next difference, that molecular state of adsorbate generally remain unchanged, but in case of chemisorption, here there will be change in the molecular state of adsorbate can takes place. Okay, so these are the difference between the physisorption and the chemisorption. After that, there are certain factors which are responsible for the or in the adsorption process. So the extent of adsorption of gas on a solid adsorbent is affected by the following factor. If the adsorbent is solid, then only we are talking about this one, and the adsorbate is in gaseous form, because adsorbate may be gas or liquid, and the adsorbent may be liquid and solid. First factor which are responsible, which may affect the extent of adsorption, is nature of the gas. Second, nature of adsorbent. Third, specific area of solid. Fourth, pressure of gas. Fifth, temperature. And then activation of adsorbent. So let's discuss all these factors one by one. First is the effect of nature of the gases. Since physical adsorption is non-specific in nature, every gas will get adsorbed on the surface of any solid to a lesser or greater extent. However, under given condition of temperature and pressure, the easily liquefiable gases like NH3, HCl, CO2, etc. are adsorbed very easily. Then the permanent gases such as H2, O2, N2, etc. It is because the van der Waals forces or molecular forces are more predominant in the former than in the next later category. Okay, so these things already we have discussed, that first it depends on the nature of gas, that is we have different type of gases. So the gases which can be easily liquefied can be absorbed more easily as compared to the gases which cannot be liquefied. Okay, like hydrogen, nitrogen, these are the gases which cannot be liquefied as easily, because here the critical temperature of this one is very low. See, in this table it is given the critical temperature of each one. See here, the critical temperature of hydrogen is 33 Kelvin, that is very low. Nitrogen, that is 126 Kelvin. Methane, that is 190 Kelvin. But if we are talking about carbon dioxide, it is 304 Kelvin, that is 27. We start with the 273 Kelvin, so we are able to reach this temperature easily. That's why it can be liquefied easily. But if we are talking about the other gases like hydrogen and nitrogen, here the critical temperature of this one is very low, so that's why to reach at this temperature is quite difficult, and then it cannot be liquefied as easily. So the adsorption process is also affected by the nature of gas. Second, that is effect of nature of the adsorbent. Now here we are talking about the substance in which any of the gas is going to be adsorbed, that means the solid surface. The extent of adsorption of a gas also depends upon the nature of adsorbent. For example, easily liquefiable gases are more easily adsorbed by the activated charcoal. Similarly, permanent gases like hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen are more easily adsorbed by finely divided transistor metal like nickel, cobalt, etc. Okay, so here what is said, it is also depends on the type of adsorbent. Like if we are using charcoal, So because the gases which can be easily liquefied, it can be absorbed over the charcoal very easily, but the gases which cannot be liquefied easily, which is called to be as the permanent gases, they can be absorbed over the finely divided transition metals like nickel, cobalt, etc. Okay, because it has more surface area, and as the surface area of this one is very big and very high, that's why it allow these gases to make a bond with this one very easily, and then the absorption process can take place easily as compared to the earlier one. Now, specific area of the solid. Now, specific area of an adsorbing solid in the surface area available for the adsorption per gram of the adsorbent. As the surface area of the solid greater would be its adsorbent power. That is also similar, because the porous or the finely divided form of adsorbent adsorb more extensively. However, the pores should be large enough to allow the gas molecule to enter them. Okay, here also we have the same thing. If any of the surface is porous, then the adsorption process can take place more easily. Like have you seen like charcoal, it is also having small pores on that, and because of the presence of pores, the surface area is greater as compared to the earlier one. So because of the increase in the surface area, the adsorption process can take place more fastly and more easily. Next factor, that is called as the effect of pressure of the gas. Here the absorption of gases increases with the increase in the pressure at constant temperature, because here we are talking about the gases. So as the pressure increases and keeping the temperature constant, then the process of absorption become increases. So absorption of gas on solid result in the decrease of the pressure. Therefore, according to the Le-Chatelier's principle, the increase of gases should increase the extent of adsorption. Okay. So these are the various factors which are responsible for increase or decrease in the adsorption of gases over the surface of solid adsorbent. So with that we have finished today's lecture. After that, in the next class we will have adsorption isotherm. Thank you so much students for hearing me. If you will be having any doubt, then you can ask me by messaging me or by call me. Thank you.